Hi guys, welcome to today's price action analysis video. This is the price action analysis of the 7th of April 2022. Let's start with Nifty today. See, Nifty opened between the S1 and the S2 today with this red candle, and it had a wick on the bottom also. So again the same story, you have a wick equal to the body. That means that in the first candle neither sellers nor buyers are really decided, and you can see here that the S1 was providing resistance and the S2 was kind of providing support. But you could see that here the price had opened within the gap. So we had a gap left here. See, we had marked this box here. That was the gap coming from the 1st of April to the 4th of April. And this gap has been filled today. Price opened right within it, and you could see how price has taken support at the gap, then at the lower border it took support and bounced a bit, then it came down, broke out of the S2 pivot, then it again went up and filled up the rest of the gap here. It took resistance again here, and then with a strong red candle it started falling sharply from that place. So again you could see that the fall has come from the previous day low, and we had marked that previous day low in the prior price action video. This was marked because price has taken support at these areas, the same place in the same region for 3 times, and now you can see that here again the same phenomenon, and initial support when the price comes from the bottom becomes resistance. So as I keep saying in every video, you have to very carefully mark areas because support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support depending on where the price approaches it from. And that is how it happened today. You could see how price took resistance at the previous day low and sharply fell. So you know now that there are a lot of sellers sitting in this area, and that is the reason why I always say that the previous day high and the previous day low are extremely important areas for any price action trader, for any intraday trader, because a lot of action happens around the previous day high and the previous day low for intraday traders. One probable trade here, or rather a probable trade entry here, would have been if price would have given a breakout like this here, a breakout candle and a strong breakout candle. Then one probable entry here would have been to go long on this candle close, and when this candle closed you could have taken a long entry, kept your SL below it here, and then you could have taken your profit at the central pivot here. But the price did not break through inside the previous day's range. Why is that the important way to trade? Why is that the important entry? Because see, you can see from the previous day that previous trading session was within a particular range, isn't it? So this was the range of the previous day, and when today price approaches it from the bottom like this, and if it breaks into that zone, then there is a short covering rally that comes in after there is a candle here. So a lot of sellers are sitting here, and when their SLs are taken out here, then at that time the SLs are all buy orders. So there's a short covering rally, and in that panic a lot of traders will cover their positions, and then the price will rally right up to the CPR. It can at times break the CPR also. It can be so powerful sometimes, but most often it is best to take profit back at the CPR itself or the central pivot itself. Yeah, and so you could see that price has bounced between the S1 and the S2 for some time today, and then it has broken out of the S2 pivot with this particular candle here, and then it is broken into it again. Then it broke the S1 pivot right here. Okay, it again took a selling there. Then again with this strong candle, you can see the size and the format of that candle. It is a strong Marubozu candle, which this is not, and that is why the breakout did not sustain. You can see the wick on the top here, but you can see that this is a strong breakout candle, the green one, but then you could see that there was a strong resistance on the top also in the form of the PDL, the previous day low, and that is where it has taken resistance and it has fallen from there. Let's go and analyze Bank Nifty now. Okay, now this is Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, you can see, opened with a red colored candle but a long wick on the bottom. It suggests that below this particular area we find a lot of buyers. Why is that area important? Because you can see that price has taken support after taking a resistance at the S1 and the PDL. Then it came here and it took support and again bounced from there, and then it has not reached that area again. So that area in the coming or the upcoming sessions is going to be an important support level. It's going to be an important demand zone. Let us see how much the price has bounced from that area today. You can see, you can take into consideration this low and you can take into consideration this high. So it's nearly 628 points there. That's a big bounce, and we could see that the rest of the day here was quite sideways. You could see that the day here was also quite sideways, but you could see that there was a smallish kind of trend here, and then there was a sideways kind of a distribution kind of a period there, and then there was another push to the downside. So that was the structure of Bank Nifty today. This structure does not give me a feeling of weakness though. I think that buyers are coming in very strongly here. I do think that we are being set up for a big move in the near future to the upside. I don't think this structure indicates any amount of or any kind of weakness in the market. Yes, so here one probable entry was when Bank Nifty broke into the previous day's range. Here you could see that Bank Nifty with this candle here broke into the PDL, but the problem here was that we had already marked a resistance level here, and that resistance level was not broken by that particular candle. And then it obviously took you could see here it took resistance and fell. So now the newer resistance line will be at this position here, isn't it? Because price had fallen from there. So now it becomes this candle that has actually broken into that range. So one entry, as I just described in Nifty, would have been had you taken an entry after the price convincingly broke into the previous day's range. But you could see here that that was the 1105 candle, and then the CPR was so close to it, isn't it? It was very close, but then the CPR was also very narrow, and when there's a narrow CPR, you can usually see that the price does not respect the CPR. So maybe here you can take a trade at the 50% pullback also at this level, and then you have to target the CPR itself, but the top CPR is okay in this position, and then you can keep your SL a little bit below it, like here. So this would be your stop loss and this would be your target in that case, which is not exactly a 1:2 risk reward, and that is the reason why that was not a good quality trade today, simply because it was a very big candle and there was not much distance left towards the CPR from there. And then you can see that it made green candles here, strong green candles, and it blasted right through the CPR, and it was a back-to-back green candle breakout. So it's always prudent, it's always clever to let such breakouts go. Why are those back-to-back green candles there? Because once price convincingly breaks into the previous day's range, as I just said, it is a short covering rally. So all the sellers from the previous day are in a hurry to close their positions, and that's what causes the price to rally from there, to the extent that it also breaks through the previous day high range, but then obviously it took resistance at this point and it collapsed from there and went again to the previous day low, and then it took support around this area. So that is how the price action analysis stands as of today for Nifty and Bank Nifty, and that is how you should be analyzing price action in the live market. You should not think that the price is running away whenever it breaks through the CPR. Don't suffer from FOMO. These are not the kind of trades we take, and also the CPR was very narrow here, so such breakouts are also not very convincing. They are also not very high quality breakouts, so they may sustain or they might not sustain, but the CPR level itself might not be very important on the chart on such days. So the price has not respected the CPR. Had it been a wider CPR, price would have respected the CPR. And see, CPR anyway acts as a magnet to price. So whenever price breaks through an important level like the PDL from the bottom, the chances of the price being pulled towards the CPR like a magnet are very high. So that is why you should always be on the lookout of such trades whenever price breaks into the previous day's range, either from the top or from the bottom, wherever it is. If it comes from the top, then you can short it and you can collect your profit at the CPR. Not that it works every time, but it is one of the patterns that is a logical pattern, and you can take that pattern because you know that sellers and buyers both have their stop losses inside the previous day's range, and the price today has opened outside its range. So the PDL and the PDH, or the PDH whenever the price is above the CPR or above the previous day's range, become very important supports or resistances depending on the on where the price is. So now let's take a look at the modification of the levels. We will delete the gap here. It has been filled now. So we had a virgin CPR coming from the 4th of April, and we have small bodies of candles inside the virgin CPR now. So what you can do is you can delete the virgin CPR, since you can see that candles are present inside that area. The price has been rejected from that area, so obviously we will mark the support at that region, and we already have a supply zone marked on the top here. So that's an important area in Nifty. Okay, we will stretch the CPR for today as a virgin CPR for tomorrow, like so. Let's just check on a higher time frame also. This area is an important area, but it again passes right through the CPR, isn't it? So that is the reason why we will not be marking that area. Let's take a look at the daily time frame also. Day low here has been broken, and price has come down from that level here, and it has broken the low of this big candle here also. So that was a strong green candle, which was a follow-up to this particular strong green candle. And now price will, this is an important area for price now in Nifty, because we are at an important support area. You can see all these supports that we have marked here. So this is an important area in Nifty now. This particular area is what I'm talking about. This is an important area. It needs to be seen where price opens tomorrow, but I'm hopeful that price does not break the low of today and does not crash below this particular support here, which is around 17,550. So I hope 17,550 holds as support in tomorrow's trading session. Let's go back into the 5-minute time frame now, and we'll go to Bank Nifty. We'll delete these levels now, and we will reduce the gap here. We will step up into the 15 minutes time frame, and we will adjust the areas here. Okay, we will adjust the supply zone. Okay, and we will adjust the demand zone now. Okay, we do not have any virgin CPR for today or for tomorrow in Bank Nifty. We have a virgin CPR coming from the 6th of April 2022. We will just extend that virgin CPR, and we have the rest of the levels marked as they are, and I will be publishing these charts to the Twitter, so you can collect these levels from there. Alright guys, so I think this is it for the price action analysis of Nifty and Bank Nifty. If you've liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and also hit the bell icon so you're notified each time I post a new video. Thank you guys for your patience. Have a nice evening.